Hey everybody, Andrew here. Welcome to Living the Northern Life. Well, today I'm back out on the property and I had to go pick up my two man doors from the local supplier. Got to get them unloaded here. I just backed into the shop with my truck. Yeah, so I just backed in here. I got to unload these. They are 8.5 inches thick because I've got some pretty thick walls. But anyway, time for me to get these unloaded. Not sure exactly where I'm gonna store them, but I do need to paint them. So once I get them unloaded here, I will talk about that. All right, so the doors are off without too much effort on that. There's a left and a right, and you notice they are white-ish. We're going to be painting them black, so one of the next things that we need to do is I'm taking a piece of the black soffit and fascia with us to probably Home Depot or something like that, see if they can get a color match in a sprayable, and we do have a compressor. I'm looking at getting one of the Milwaukee carry-ons with 4 batteries in it so I could run my compressor. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of time to be able to do it. I'm going to set them up on the sawhorses and then spray them down. I'm going to put some plastic down on the ground here in the shop, put my sawhorses on it, and put each one of these on top of the sawhorses. I'm going to mask off whatever needs to be masked off, but everything else is getting painted black. Okay, well, maybe not everything. Of course, we'll tape off these weather seal and do the best that we can to get these all painted up. Maybe not in the next episode, but you know, maybe. I know our wainscoting is coming and we have to get that bottom 2x4 on, and we purchased some blue skin to put around the base to put in behind the 2x4 against the concrete wall to be able to separate the 2x4 from the concrete blocks. And then we're going to Tapcon those in, and that'll give us something to screw the bottom of the wainscoting to. So again, we have lots to do. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do in this episode. We will be gathering a lot of materials together, etc., and that's kind of the way that today is going. You can probably hear that it's raining, so yeah. I don't know what kind of work I'll be able to get to today, but that's the plan. I'll be probably here again tomorrow. Might extend this video into tomorrow. As you know, normally I just come out on Saturdays, but with this build, we've been doing Saturdays and Sundays and trying to get ahead a little bit because the winter months are upon us. And we, other than some snowmobile riding and stuff like that, maybe some maple syrup, depending on how the weather goes. Last year was just a disaster, but that's our plan. All right, let's get to it. Other than cleanup, one of the inside jobs that I need to do is to be able to move this 1x4 out of the way. I don't want to cut it at 16 feet. Why ruin a perfectly good 1x4? I'm just going to unscrew it and mount it up the wall a little bit more, give the wall some support, but also give some way for the door to get put in here. I also left this 2x6 across the door here. Just when we were standing the wall up, I never bothered taking it down, so we'll have to do that as well. We'll have to put some more insulation in here just to complete that off. We'll have to cut this insulation back, but I have to fill in the door jamb. My original plan was to put in 38-inch wide doors, but those were custom doors. They were about $3,000 a piece. I did not want to pay $3,000 a piece. So we swapped back to 36-inch, which are standard doors, but we did order them 8.5 inches wide with a 10.25-inch door kick plate or door plate, whatever you want to call it, that bottom plate. So we need to get the door closed in a little bit. It was always my plan to run another 2x8 or whatever up the wall here. Because of the concrete block, I wanted to be able to screw it in all the way to the bottom. But we have to run our blue skin in here first, so I can't put that on. I need to take a measurement just to make sure that I've got the right width for it. I think it's a 2x8. It could be a 2x10, so which is my dilemma. Obviously, I need to do some measuring here. I know that the door, even though it's, either a 2x10 or whatever, the door is very thick, and we're going to have a 2-inch strapping on the inside plus an inch or 3/4 of an inch of something on the inside. So it's got lots of room. All right, so I knew this already, but the top beam here is about 12 foot too, which I fully expected. I have to close this in just a little bit, but my sides are also 12 foot too. So when I put my, I guess technically it'll be a 1.5 by 12 across the top over here, that will fill in that gap. So I can buy two 12 footers here for the sides, and I don't need the big 14 footers and cut off a couple feet. That'll keep this about a 1/2 inch off the ground over here, which I'll be quite happy with. Forgot about those bees that are climbing up in there somewhere. I gotta spray that. Well, I just sprayed over here. Haven't seen any bees come out yet, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Not sure where they're hiding, but certainly don't want to get stung. And I totally forgot to put my earmuffs on while I was using the saw. All right, so I think I'm gonna call it quits for today and come back again tomorrow, or maybe next weekend, depending on weather. I was able to add two 2x8s by 83 inches, giving me enough gap to go around that door. Obviously I need to seal them in and all that good stuff, but the wasps that are over there are making me a little worried, so I don't want to get stung. Again, these new door jamb extensions, whatever you want to call them, are just temporary. I need to put blue skin around the concrete blocks here on both sides, so they need to come out. I just put them in with 2 screws right now just to hold them up, just to get a look at them, see what's going on. And of course, this is where I sprayed those wasps, and I can see one trying to get in there now. We're gonna take a hike. This is 9 3/4. All right, so I'm just getting all packed up here, and in a second, it'll be tomorrow. All right, so Katie's here with me. We got a few more supplies. We're gonna get these unloaded. All right, so these are our 5/4 boards. They're 1x4 PVC, technically plastic, I guess. So Katie's gonna take off the stickers. We will need to paint these black, but we'll have to cut them as well. So Katie's gonna paint them black, probably in a different episode here. We're gonna get all of our supplies unloaded and end this episode. I think this one's long enough. So we're gonna get to unloading still and move on from there. Well, all right, guys, well, that's going to be it for this one. Let me show you what we got. So we just unloaded 4 sheets of 5/8 spruce plywood 4x8, and there's 3 sheets of 1/2 inch 4x8 plywood here as well. And we're going to replace the bottom 3 feet here, because if we ever want to use Versetta stone in here, it needs to be in here now, because it needs to butt up to the joints of the door and the shop here on all over. So we either do that now or we really struggle later. That's kind of how we treated with the in-floor heating as well. You either put in the pipes now or you never get to do it later on. So that's why we chose to put in the in-floor heating. And it's the same reason why we're going to put the plywood on the wall. We bought 15 2x4s by 8 feet long, and they're going to fill in the gaps on the 3 sides. So the east side, the north side, and the south side. And that's so that when we go to screw in our bottom wainscoting, that we've got something to screw into, and they'll already be lagged into the concrete blocks. And last but not least, we bought these 5 pieces of 8-foot PVC boards. They're 5/4 by 4x8. And what they're going to do is they're going to go around our window trim. So we won't be able to show you any of that here. I don't know if my stepfather's got a Craig jig or not, but I know that he does have a biscuit cutter. So we're going to cut the ends with biscuits, and hopefully he's got a Craig jig that we can use some pocket holes to put in our screws, make them all flush. You might have seen that on RR Builders. We're stealing their ideas for the around the door. I think it's really nice. And with the PVC, it'll never rot. So hopefully it works out. I was hoping to get them in black, but here in our area in Canada, in Ontario, Canada, we can only seem to get white. I don't know why. I would have preferred to get them black. So in the next episode, Katie's going to be painting them black. You just saw that she put in some TSP here now, but we've got to wait a while for that to do its thing and get to painting the man doors here as well. But like I say, that's in the next episode. All right, guys. Well, if you like this, give us a thumbs up. We are an Amazon affiliate. If you click any of our Amazon links down below, we'll receive a small commission. If you're not a subscriber or following along, click that subscribe button to follow along. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it sure means the world to us. And until the next one, keep living the Northern life. Thanks for watching Living the Northern Life. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and our website. Remember to click subscribe, click that bell notification, and give us a thumbs up for the videos you like.